Hey everybody, it's Kneecap here, and welcome to This Week in WoW for the week of May 27th. Before we get started, let's thank the great Patreon supporters. We have Mario Casillas, Rhett Pally Rocks, Nick Rada, and Peter Burnham. Thank you guys so much for that support. And now let's go ahead and jump in to talk about what's going on this week in the game. Obviously, maybe the biggest thing to talk about maybe is Horrific Vision, but let's talk about everything else first. We do have the Glow Cap Festival going on. This is a very niche thing. Basically, if you need Sporagar rep from Burning Crusade, you can get this very fast by doing this. But other than that, it's not really too much to do. We have the Arena Skirmish bonus event going on for Honor Seekers. We also have the PvP Brawl Cooking Impossible this week. And lastly, for weekly things, we have the World Quest bonus event, which I always recommend doing. The only time this wasn't really worth doing was Shadowlands, which there's a lot of things not worth doing in Shadowlands. But the World Quest bonus event is very good to do, just in general. As far as if you like collecting, you'll get a little bit of gold. Anything like that, it's pretty good to do. It's at least kind of worthwhile. And if you don't care about any of that, so be it. We also then will have the Darkmoon Fair coming up at the end of the week. For the rep, for the experience and stuff like that. If you're still looking for that kind of stuff, it's there. But of course, I always just mention it when it comes around. There's other stuff to do there: achievements, mounts, pets, and hopefully a revamp coming, whether that's in Midnight expansion or after. But hopefully soon, a revamp of the Darkmoon Fair. I know that they've talked about it, and I would love to see that happen. I had a lot of fun when I went through myself and did all the achievements and stuff for the Darkmoon Fair. Other than that, we do have the switching over of the Horrific Vision to the Horrific Vision of Orgrimmar. So this is a perfect time to talk about a little bit, something I didn't do a full video on, because honestly, sometimes my nuanced takes are better for certain things than others. And basically there's time gating going on. So for example, I didn't get to do really a full Stormwind guide. I did do a Ret Paladin one just to show my route and stuff like that. But I didn't get to do like a full Stormwind guide. I also was not able to complete the 5 masks of Stormwind as a Rat Paladin. I saw some people completing as a Demon Hunter. I gave up. I do think it is possible. You would have to be very geared, like my character is. But I was probably within 30 seconds of pulling it off with the 5 masks, all 5 masks that you're able to wear. And I just couldn't do it. I got my best run was I basically got to Magister Umbric, the Mage Quarter boss in Stormwind. And then I would have had to defeat him and then defeat Illyria. So I had 2 bosses left, and I ran out of sanity basically as I got up to Umbric. So like as I was going to pull Umbric, I didn't even get a chance to quite pull him. I basically ran out of sanity on my way to pull Umbric. And so I tried and I could not shave off enough time to get there sooner. I tried a bunch of different things, and yeah, I couldn't figure it out. There might be some trick that you could do to figure it out. I was basically pulling entire rooms around a corner, bubbling and just killing them. I was doing my best, and I could not pull it off. But I do think it's possible. So if a Ret Paladin pulled it off as Ret Spec, I highly congratulate you, because I could not do it despite doing it numerous attempts at this. That'd be impressive, and I'd imagine that you probably have some sort of a trick that you did. And so if you are a Ret Paladin watching this and you did pull off a 5 mask run on week 1 as Ret Spec, not as Prot Spec, as Ret Spec, if you pulled it off, I would love to know any little secret or trick that you did, other than just pulling everything, because that's basically what I was trying to do. This week we will have Orgrimmar. I will go through again as a Ret Paladin and just show you what my route is, what works best for me, and how I do it. I have a full guide of Orgrimmar out, though, already. If you want to know everything about Orgrimmar, where the crystals are and everything like that, where the potions are, what to do, how to do it, what the buffs are. I did a full guide from the PTR where everything was already unlocked and not time gated. And so you can do that. And again, I will go through it again as a Ret Paladin and just show you kind of like what my route is and why, where I use bubble, all that kind of stuff. For the Horrific Visions of Orgrimmar. And of course I will then also be doing with the added, first of all, Orgrimmar is easier than Stormwind for melee for Ret Paladins, and then plus we'll have another week of upgrades for the upgrade thing, so I'll be able to easily do 5 mask runs or whatever In Orgrimmar Plus, we'll have more masks to choose from, so you don't have to use the long night to do only 5 masks. I will probably try to do a full mask run and see if I can do that. I would be much more likely to do it on Orgrimmar than Stormwind at this level of unlocks. But once you have full unlocks, it will not be as difficult whatsoever as it currently was in week 1, at least, for the Stormwind one. So that's where I am on Horrific Visions. I had a lot of fun with it. When it comes to the time gating thing, you know, for content creation, for making videos, it was terrible. Overall, I don't care about it. And my biggest takeaway would be, if you're going to time gate it, then it needs to come out at the beginning of the patch, right? So first week is a little slow, second week, and then third week of the patch, everything's open for the Horrific Visions. If it's already coming out later in a patch, then don't time gate it. That's kind of like my TLDR take on it, where I don't mind time gating in theory when it makes sense. I just don't think it made sense in this case, and therefore am against it. I'm also against it as somebody who makes videos and stuff. I couldn't physically do what I wanted to do on the Stormwind side of things because I didn't have enough sanity. I don't have time to sit around and talk about things inside the scenario because my sanity is going down too quickly. And I've had basically just enough to do, like, just do a run as a Rat Paladin while I give commentary to it, and do it with no masks on, so I have plenty of time and stuff to do it. So yeah, that's kind of my take on that. I'm having tons of fun with the Horrific Visions, though. I should say that while I was trying to do the 5 mask run in Stormwind week 1, I gained a ton of mementos. I already got the mount from the vendor. They did unlock. They at least untime gated the cosmetics and stuff, and I have plenty of curios left, you know, to unlock everything at the beginning of next week. I still have 30,000 of those mementos or whatever they're called, even after using like 50,000 or 60,000. So I did a lot of runs trying to do that. I had an absolute blast though doing it, honestly, until I got to the point where I just, like, I can't do it. I was actually having fun improving each run as I do it, and I actually enjoy that type of content overall. Other than that, there wasn't actually almost any news this past week that came out, because all the housing stuff, that was a while ago. Like, a bunch of news came out at the same time. There's housing stuff that came out, and a bunch of other stuff, but not much this week. This week was pretty quiet. So I actually probably expect to see maybe some slight tuning this week, some like very slight class tuning. We also have Dastardly Duos coming out next week, so maybe we'll see more stuff come out with that. But it's been a very, very busy time. My guild's on Mugsy, and soon to be on Gallywix, I would say. Mugsy's progression is actually going pretty easily with the current state of things, current buffs from the raid and everything like that, right? So probably on Gallywix soon. That'll be very exciting as well. So we'll end that here. A lot of Horrific Visions talk, but that's pretty much what I did all this week was Horrific Visions. When I was on World of Warcraft, I was pretty much doing Horrific Visions a couple hours at a time and bashing my head against a wall, basically. But at the same time, having fun. And then when I realized that I wasn't going to be able to do it unless I thought of a trick or a tip or a trick or something, I also tried to Google other Ret Paladins. And at the time, I couldn't find any Ret Paladins that did it. Maybe as of I'm making this video, they have. And I'm just not going to be able to do it this week or this past week in Stormwind. But I'll just get it next week when it comes around. So that's it for this one, guys. As always, I do ask you to please subscribe to the channel. It helps me out a lot. If you're already a subscriber, I encourage you to check out the Patreon. And other than that, everybody have a good one.